Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this last video, we have a practice about the trigonometric expression, and in this video, we continue learning about that. So as you can see in my slide, we have a 3 question we need to solve in this video. 1, 2, 3, and question 1 and 2 very easy, and question 3 a little bit harder. So let's focus on question 3. But before we finish question 3, let's move to question 1 first. And 1 minus sine square multiplied tan x equal to cos x and sin x. So remember about the identity very basics of cos square and sine square. We got this one, and then very easy for figure out. You got cos square is equal to 1 minus sine square x. So so the left hand side you got inside the bracket 1 minus sine square x and multiply tan x like this. So in this here we got equal to cos square x and multiply tan x. So what can we do next? You can see like this, cos square is mean cos x multiply cos x, and tan, how about tan? Tan equal to sin x over cos x like this. So we can simplify this one with this one, because in the numerator we got cos x, and the denominator we also have cos x. So the result will be left is cos x multiply sin x like this. So after separate step, we change from the left hand side to right hand side. Yeah, as I told you, very quickly, very easy. Question 1 we done. Question 2 we got here is something a little bit harder, and I'm got here is tan square x. How can I using tan square? Tan square x is sine square over cos square x. So 1 over tan, what does that mean? 1 over tan is mean 1 divided by tan square x. Divide by tan square is mean divide by sine square x over cos square x. So division is multiplication with reciprocal. So I'm divide by sine square x over cos square x. It means you have to take 1 multiply with reciprocal of this one. Reciprocal is cos square x over sine square x. So 1 over tan square will become to cos square over sine square. So the left hand side of this expression will be like this. I can change it become to 1 over sine square x and minus 1 over tan square. 1 over tan square is here. I don't want to rewrite 1 over tan square anymore. I will rewrite cos square x over sine square x. And then two fractions here have the same denominator is sine square x. So I will unchain the denominator and combine them into the one fraction. 1 minus cos square, very easy, and I thought you can recognize this. Sine square and over sine square. Sine square over sine square equal 1. So that's why I'm got the right hand side equal to 1. Yeah, after separate step, we change from the left hand side to right hand side. This question we finished. And the last one, of course, the most difficult in this video we got here. And I can see here the left hand side is very complicated and the right hand side is a little bit simple. So I will change from the left hand side to right hand side. The first thing I need to change, I can see that here we have a 2 fraction. This is 1 fraction and this is 2 fraction, and they have the different denominator. So I will change it become to 1 denominator by multiply. The first thing I will multiply here is multiply the first fraction with 1 plus sine x. Why we choose 1 plus sine x? Because I'm sorry here another denominator is 1 plus sine x. So I multiply here with 1 plus sine x. And of course multiply numerator with 1 plus sine x. I have also multiply 1 plus sine x in denominator. And the next one will be the same thing. I'm cos x in here and 1 plus sine x in this one, and I will multiply with cos, because another denominator is cos x, so that's why I will multiply here with cos x. And because I multiply this numerator with cos x, so denominator also have to be multiplied with cos x. I mean like here. So after this step, I've got two common denominator. This one is a common denominator here equal to this one. Two fractions have the same denominator, so I can combine them. 1 plus sine like this, plus cos square x like this, and over cos x, and multiply 1 plus sine x. And this is, we can apply the denominator, we can apply algebra for this expression 1 plus sine x and square outside. Remember about the identity of algebra, a plus b square equal to a square plus 2ab and plus b square. So apply this for this question. I will got 1 square plus 2 sine x multiply 1 and plus sine square x like this. And the other one will be the left will be cos square. So the square of sum here will be expand for this one. And how about the denominator? Cos x unchanged, 1 plus sine x unchanged. Okay, I'm seeing something new here. I'm got here is 1. This one is 2 sine x. And how about this? Look at here and you will see a problem. We got sine, we got cos square. Sine square plus cos square equal to 1. That's why I write down here is 1. And the denominator also unchanged. I've got here is cos x and 1 plus sine x in here. And then 1 plus 1, I've got 2. 2 plus 2 sine x. And over cos x multiply 1 plus sine x. What can I do now? In the numerator, I've got 2 plus 2 sine x. So 2 is mean 2 multiply 1. I can take a factorizing in the numerator. 2 multiply 1 plus sine x and over cos x multiply 1 plus sine x in here. And this one will be the same thing for this one, so that's why I can cancel and it unchain the fraction. So the rest will be 2 over cos x, and then I have the right hand side. From the left hand side, I'm changed to the right hand side following this step, and I'm finished this question. Yeah, solving that is done. Okay, thank you so much, and I hope after these 3 examples about the trigonometric expression, you can understand more about this topic. This is not easy topic, this is very hard. So thank you so much, and don't forget subscribe my channel and share this video to your friend if you think it is useful. Bye bye.